away from the window. I'm not talking to you anymore.
I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
Get me the manager. Can you hear her talking to me?
Do you pronounce it number one? Your mom don't care how I talk to you. She's not gonna do nothing.
What do you mean she don't care how I talk to you? She's not. You better get her. You better do it right now. I'm gonna watch you do it right now because that is bullshit.
No.
What? Don't talk to me like that.
I talk to you however I want.
You gonna talk to me however you want?
Yeah.
Do you hear that? No. Good. It's ready. Yeah.
Yeah, get out my drafting pussy.
Put the asshole on. Put the on. Come on. She just got the. Of water on me.
Don't try to play me.
Wow.
Welcome to Brothers and Booze, the like 70th edition. How are you doing, Doug?
I'm doing good, man. How about you? What you got in your glass? What you starting off with?
I'm starting with Torch and Crown cream ale.
Yeah, I had that one. I haven't opened it yet. How is it?
It's a nice light cream ale. Really, not much more to say. I still got that video in my head.
That's okay. I mean, cream ales are just that's its style. Just like it's cream ale, and there's not like hopefully it's to the style, you know. So
no, it's a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna start light as well. Southern Tier, nice slice, session ale with natural watermelon flavor. Just starting out light. How about that? All right.
Public freak out on Reddit is the answer to that question. It is a gift that keeps on giving.
Got a nice little color to that too.
The glass is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. This is one of those that I got from our buddy who was on the show, Rosen. So, all right, this watermelon is not super overweight on the nose, but there. It's definitely on the palate. Yeah, it's super well balanced with the session, like with the session beer. So this is a very much a lawnmower riding beer. This is a lawnmower beer. Boy, what the hell is going on? Or shower beer or beer shower, apparently. Whatever. I'm reversing everything. But this is really good, really crisp, really hits a spot, especially if it's warm, which we've had a spat of cold days in a row, and today it got hot and humid, and I was like, okay, can we just go back to the other stuff? But yeah, this is really good for a day like this.
All right.
So cheers good. There, man.
Yeah. This is right up that alley too, for sure. And we're seeing a lot of those. Our guest has disappeared here in the backstage, so I'm gonna wait for them to pop back up here. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have a conversation, Doug. How you doing?
Like I said, usually we say, man, it's been a week. This week actually wasn't, a couple rough spots, but that's normal. That's life. But otherwise it was pretty good. Like I said, I'm not one who really enjoys the humidity and the hot weather all that much. So having a streak of like 3 days where it was getting to like the high 40s at night and I could keep the windows open instead of using AC was heavenly. I don't know how it was where you are though.
It was complicated. It was hot and thundery but this week is Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Great. National holiday now.
Yeah.
2 years ago, no one knew anything about it. So,
yeah, it was one of those things I had heard of and just didn't know what it was. And yeah, you're right.
Well, I just want to make a note that sometimes people say that progress goes slow. In this case, as far as it being a holiday, it pretty accelerated. That escalated really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it normally doesn't happen that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, there's drawbacks and this, that, and the other thing. But look, the point is that it's being acknowledged now. and it went from nothing to being acknowledged, and that's fast. And we need to be happy about that before we get critical about whether it's going to turn into Cinco de Mayo or not.
Well, I don't think it's going to turn into that because, although you don't know, Americans are really good at turning holidays of other countries into just flat out drinking fest. So yeah, maybe.
Well, right, but this is our country, though. You know what I mean? So like, I guess it's a different aspect of it as opposed to,
yeah,
you know, the kind of the mockery that Cinco de Mayo is kind of turned into.
Yeah, I mean, and even like St. Patrick's Day and stuff like that. I mean, that's just everybody get hammered. And like I said, I was in Ireland during St. Patrick's Day, and it was a much different affair there, much more somber. So yeah, right. So without further ado, we're going to bring on our guests who are two actually turning into friends of ours at this point. But they are the main guys that run Vennture Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The thing that me and you love about it, Doug, I know I don't even have to ask you. I know what we love about it. It's the mix of coffee and beer that these guys not only embrace, they make a living off of, or hopefully a decent living, I'm sure. Hopefully so, right?
We'll find out about all that soon. Right. But I mean, the coffee and the beer aspect of all of this is just amazing. Yeah. So we're going to bring them on and right this second. Simon and Rob, Vennture Brewing.
Welcome, guys.
Sorry. Apparently, we do not live in an urban area, and our internet access is horrible outside of the main room of the tap room or the brewery. So here we sit.
Right.
You
guys are out in the middle of nowhere there.
Yeah, so if you can't hear us over delightful jazz music, that's what's happening outside right now.
Nice. So what do you guys drinking? I saw Simon pouring something.
That's one of my beers that I hunted down from one of the New Glarus reps. He got me a case of it, and Simon's drinking it. Like I have one a month, and now I have to skip a month because he took it.
Wait
until August.
Hey, New Glarus.
Cheers.
I'm drinking the Heights, our flagship saison. I guess we would call that, right?
Sure.
We have it around all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you guys are known for.
What are we known for? I don't even know. Coffee and beer.
Yeah, rumor has it that I heard that you're well known for serving pastry stouts in the summer. So that's the rumor I heard.
Yeah, it's no rumor.
And mostly to children.
No, sorry, maybe not. Oh yeah, currently there's a lot of pastry, and that's not even including our pastry sour that we had. But we down the road from us is a joint called Cranky Owls, which is a donut shop, and they're the owner of it comes into our place all the time, and there was conversations to be had, and he's like, something led to something, and we threw some donuts in our beer, and we're like, well, everybody else is doing it, we should too, and now it's a thing. Yeah, his name's Joey Carlotti, so it's like extremely Italian. So we're like, oh, he's like the Don. He's like, you know,
he's a Southside Chicago Italian dude.
Donut Don.
Yeah, so great.
The Donut Don. Yeah. So I don't know if you can pull up our Instagram. It has the logo on it. It's him in a suit with the little like pink donut lapel, kind of like Godfather. It's pretty good.
I feel like there's a missed opportunity there if the guy's name is Joey and it's not Joey Bag of Donuts. How did he not go with that?
You know, that's a good question. This is a little bit easier for people to understand. Maybe not. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah.
All right, fellas. So you guys, we had you on a Badger Beer Hour, which is a totally different I mean,
Like
on there, of
donuts?
course, but yeah. Hey, there we go. Look at that. I love it. But can you guys let's just go through your story a little bit. I mean, I already know it, but I wanna make sure that the people who watch this follow it. So you guys are a beer and coffee house, right? Would that be a good combination? Would that be a good way to describe you guys?
Yeah, a roastery and a brewery.
And
so we roast our own
this way. So did it start this way? Because I know in the pandemic things happen weird. Not weird, but in the pandemic things happen weird. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. Well, what was I saying? And you guys, yeah. So tell the story from the beginning, and then how did the pandemic change you guys?
Sure. I mean, we started with both beer and coffee. We started by going on what we call beer ventures. So we pick a state. Generally, it was in like February or some deep dark part of winter, and a bunch of us would either pile into a car or hop on a jet and fly to, not a personal jet. Okay, we're not rich. We're talking about like Spirit Airlines.
Not yet.
Like
Yeah.
lap stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Rob's hips don't fit in the seat, kind of thing.
These childbearing hips cannot be contained.
No. And we take a long weekend and we just check out a bunch of breweries. Of course, while you're out checking out a bunch of breweries, you also check out a bunch of coffee roasteries, and one thing leads to another. And then we started kind of thinking through the idea of, what if you marry the friendliness of a bartender and you marry the space of a coffee shop, and you kind of bring those two together with artisanal beverages. What does that even look like? So, and at that point, there weren't any microbreweries in Milwaukee. There were craft breweries. So Lakefront was here, Milwaukee Brewing Company was here, Sprecher was here. But none of those had a tap room that you could go in, sit down, and order a beer. So eventually when we opened, by the time we actually got all of our stuff together, funding and construction and everything else, by the time we opened, there were a handful that were already open that had tap rooms, but nothing quite like what we are doing here. Yeah, so that's kind of the genesis of it.
So then the coffee, though, I think you guys told me somewhere that the coffee, though, really helped you guys through the pandemic. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was one of those things. Like I think Simon summed it up best one day. Was you no longer get free coffee at work, right? So you've got to start going somewhere to get your stuff. We were doing a really good coffee business before, but I think the pandemic kind of thrust us into quite a bit more. We upgraded our roaster. Thankfully, that December beforehand, we had ordered one that showed up a couple weeks before the pandemic hit. So that kind of put us in a decent position to keep up with that. Sorry, I don't know if that music is too loud for you. Can you guys hear it?
A little bit.
They are wailing out there to about 40 people outside, and then
You sneak under there.
yeah. If it's too loud, just tell us, and we'll go more into the basement and bury ourselves here. Yeah, we started to see a lot of new faces during the pandemic, and it got busier and busier, which I truly didn't expect. I don't know about Simon or Jake, but there were a lot of mornings where you didn't. I shouldn't say you. I didn't know what it was going to look like day to day. The first couple of months were kind of, I think, as expected. A lot of people were happy to get out doing their stuff, but then you start hearing about unemployment stuff running out. Is this going to maintain? Was always kind of my thought with it. But it's something that kept on, and these are a lot of people that we still see to this day that started to become regulars during this really weird time.
Yeah, a lot of the coffee. There it is, Joey. Yeah.
That's excellent.
So a lot of the there are actually quite a few of the bigger coffee shops in town that shut down completely. Either you couldn't, they weren't servicing anything, and they shut down the whole shop because they were located like downtown, or they were located in a space where a lot of people were working from home, or they went to only curbside or only online. And we didn't really do that. We closed down pretty much. There's no seating inside, no lingering inside. So you could walk in, you could order your drink, but you had to take that and you had to leave. But a lot of people were consolidating where they were going. So if they could go to less places, they would do that. Mm-hmm. Turns out you can go to our place and buy a pound of beans and get a 4-pack and go home with a cold brew. So all of a sudden now we just consolidated, they consolidated where they were going. Also, a handful of the other coffee shops didn't have options. So while we kind of thought that the coffee is a very regimented thing, right? So you get into your routine of what you're doing. You go to the office, and on Tuesdays you're going this place, Wednesdays you're going to that place, but you have a routine with it, and it takes a while to get people to shift their routine. So in order for them to shift their routine to starting at our place and then finishing at our place, we kind of figured it was going to take a little bit of time. The pandemic just kind of helped that happen quicker because a lot of places that were normal routine spots for people shut down. But we were still kind of open and kicking. Part of that is because we were really small. We only had 4 people on staff at that point. 3.
2 actual employees.
Two actual employees, and then 3 of us. So there were only 5 of us. And really, I mean, when you start really low, there's only one place to go, either lower or up. So I guess that's 2 places, but whatever. So it ended up working out that people started shifting what they're doing, and everyone was trying to support local. So people who were in our neighborhood who would go downtown and they would get their coffee on their way downtown now weren't going downtown, so they're getting their stuff here. So it was just kind of a shift in mentality of what people were doing. I mean, also our coffee's freaking delicious, so it's really good. But you have to get it in people's mouths for them to know that.
Right. And what is up with this barrel-aged Ethiopia aged in J. Henry bourbon barrels? Oh man.
Yeah. So this is something that a handful of people a handful of people have been doing this around the country. And a couple of people in Wisconsin are barrel aging coffee beans, but you take a spirit barrel and you dry it. So you pull the bung out and you let the insides dry, and then you put in the beans before they're roasted to kind of soak up all of that flavorful goodness.
Oh, okay.
And then you roast it. But it's got a ton of aromatics.
Yeah, the green beans are like little sponges. Whatever they're around, they pull up that aroma from it and flavor.
You put that in your grandma's basement, and your coffee's going to taste like your nightgown. Not good. But you put it in a whiskey barrel, it's going to taste like whiskey. Put whiskey barrel. Put grandma in the whiskey. She already is. She already is.
So what does that taste like? What does it taste like, fellas?
So to me, I get there's definitely like a big like barrel and whiskey flavor, but to me it portrays itself much more like fruit forward, or like maraschino cherries, or like
vanilla from
some vanilla. So it's not. Some places do flavored beans, so you'll see like a caramel bean or vanilla bean or something like that. or like blueberry coffee. This is a much more kind of integrated, fully like saturated flavor that's not some form of like flavoring that's added to it.
Like fake flavor.
Yeah.
It's pretty processed like a barrel-aged beer. You put it in there, it absorbs the to and fro through the barrel, and then you pull it.
Yeah.
It takes about a month or so, roughly.
Yeah.
And the best part is when it's roasted, there's no alcohol content to it, so you can drive while you're drinking it with no problem.
Oh, well, that's
but
good
you
news.
you get placebo drunk.
I was
Contact drunk?
If you had to explain that to a cop that I didn't add bourbon to my coffee. Hey.
Right.
So would that be like contact drunk?
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not quite a contact high, but drunk. Yeah, it's good.
All right. So here,
he's been using some rum barrels, some whiskey barrels. This one's actually this one that you just pulled up. Bitter Cube is a bitters place that's down the road from us. And for the bitters process, they have what they call a mash. And that mash is just a bunch of their spices that they use. They put a bunch of like white liquor into it and then extract it out and press it down, squeeze everything out of it. But then they're left with all these spices and excellent things that still have a ton of flavor in them. So we took the Donut Don, added the barrel-aged coffee to it, and then we threw in cherry bark vanilla bitters mash. So it's really complex. It's pretty. I really enjoy it, but it's got the coffee and the fruit from the barrel-aged coffee, and then it's got the cinnamon and vanilla and cherry bark from the bitters on top of the stout flavor. So it's pretty intense.
It's fun. It's weird. There's a lot of people that it's either they hate it or it's awesome. Like it's very polarizing. It was fun to play with it.
Sweet.
So I have a question then. So if you were doing coffee roasting and then you have your beer stuff, what like hours are you guys running? I mean, that seems like, hey, I'm going to start at 6 a.m. and then I'm going to finish at 10 p.m. That makes for a long fucking day.
You got it. You win.
So think about that, and then think about only 3 people doing all the production and doing all the taproom hours.
I think we were 11 months before we hired our first employee. So it was
Poor decisions.
Yeah, it was 17 hours a day. So we were doing 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. and trying to figure out how to juggle production on both sides of it. It was not a smart thing to do.
I imagine that was fun for your home lives too.
What home life?
Rob, so we all decided that, well, not all, but really the only time we got alone away from people is in the bathroom. So it was like 20 minutes just sitting in the bathroom, just being away from people. So like I don't have time to sit and do nothing. So.
Like telling someone you had to poop and I just need to be away from people.
Just need to leave.
Yeah, I just really need to not be away.
Because whenever we got here, it was like, well, we got a bunch of stuff to do at home, but then we got to come back here, and then
it was pretty much nightly. I would be home probably 10:30, 11, get up by 7 and out the door. That was a pretty solid, close to a year. I remember sleeping through a couple of holidays where I was supposed to be at family's house, and I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up and it would be 5 p.m. It's like that's not cool. Sorry. Sorry about that.
It was interesting. It'll be stories to tell for sure, but
I think we learned a lot about our business leading up to that, which allowed us to staff and hire accordingly. A lot of the stories you hear about businesses either struggling or going under is that they had too much staff for their business and what it could support. We were very strategic in how on how we hired. We just recently hired our 6th employee, which is crazy. In 3 years, we've had nobody leave. They're all sticking tight with us for some reason. But now there's 9 of us. That's a really tight knit team. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I don't envy you that. I don't envy you guys that. I don't.
I mean, one of the good things about that is that everything that we bought in has been cash. So we bought a canning line, we bought a new roaster, we bought a keg washer, we bought new kegs, we bought
3 new tanks.
3 new tanks. Yeah, like everything has been cash. So since we don't, we're almost our 10-year loan is almost paid off in 3 years. We're gonna have our 3-year anniversary soon. So while it was,
what date is that, Simon?
So the actual anniversary is July 10th. That's when we served our first beer to the public. Our anniversary is going to be August 14th, though. So August 14th is when it's, and then
Saturday, right?
Part of that, we currently we're running into the issue that we're not having. We don't have enough beer. We keep running out of beer. We're in the process of trying to figure out some contract brewing for some of our for a Kolsch or for we have it's like an amber. We call it like I don't know what we call it. What do we call it? It's called pre-modern consumer. It's like we call it a pub ale. Okay. So it's like when you used to just have like 4 beers and it was all the same beer. That's the pre-modern consumer. Modern consumer just has I'll take 5 ounces of everything. Yeah. I don't want any of those anymore. What do you got?
Right.
Yeah, I'll pass on the Schlitz.
I'm gonna brew take a case, and then we can focus on IPAs hours. Yeah.
Well, right, and Doug and I. Yeah, and I said to Doug earlier this week that I was going to give you guys shit about having 4 pastry stouts and 2 saisons, and I rolled up to your brewery and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" Right? So, but that but really though, that is what's up about being a small brewery, and sometimes having people don't understand that like it's hard to keep beer, especially if you guys are as I wouldn't say popular, but you know what I'm saying, as well known as you guys worked into it and all that, and as well as you guys do your coffee, you know what I mean? So it's just hard, and I understand the microbrew rotation of life and all that, but sometimes people don't understand that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, were you here?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I thought you said you showed up.
You're here and you didn't call us?
No. I wasn't there. I was not there. I just saw it on the website. Okay. If when I come there, I'm gonna scream and holler and make sure you know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the difficult part. We had, every year we've done the Donut Dawn, and in order to do that, we needed 6 tanks because we had to transfer things, and we were doing, a lot leading up to that day. And so it becomes pretty difficult to figure out how to plan things when you have limited space and you have just really limited space. You can only you need a tank to carbonate, you need a tank to do this, you need a tank to do that, unless we're coming in at 3 a.m. and cleaning a tank and then turning it the next day. There's just going to be a lag.
Yeah.
Always. Yep.
So
Yeah,
I was going to jump in here as a tribute to you guys with your donut beer. Evil Twins.
Oh yeah.
Raspberry jelly donut, even more Jesus.
There you go.
wait,
We did another we did one called Jelly Filled. That was the same day that we released all the Donut Dons. We did one called Jelly Filled, which was a raspberry lemon pastry sour.
Okay.
It sold out very quickly.
Okay, so it was on point.
Yeah, it was good. We put a human-sized amount of raspberry puree in it.
it was way too much.
A large human, maybe 2 humans.
Right. Simon, you seem fine with it, but Rob doesn't seem fine with it.
Sorry, we're on a weird delay right now, back and forth. So if we talk over you, it's totally that. So up top, so we have a 2-story thing. So we put a 55-gallon drum up here. We put a pump in and pumped it into this tank. So Simon was up there with the drum of puree. We had to pump it down into here.
No,
it was
too much.
quite possibly one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. As you're just seeing this like puree just glug up through the beer. It was like I'm sitting down here with it, and Simon's sitting up there. It was like I'm gonna get blown up on. It was crazy. Like, it was horrible. It was just coming up to the bottom. Like,
Yeah, this
But
one
it was
here.
it's friggin' delicious.
Yeah,
Doug, what's going on?
So this one, I'm going to tell you, I wonder if they put about as much raspberry puree in this as you guys did, because it's like it's all raspberry on the nose, it's all raspberry in the teeth, with the stout on the end, but very heavy on the raspberry flavor. And if you don't like raspberries, you're not going to like this. But Evil Twin they make awesome heavy beer, so I'm going to try anything I can get my hands on from them.
Yeah. Sweeney Todd brew. So one of the big things in so Vennture is a Venn diagram, and our logo is 3 triangles. Kind of over. So it's coffee, it's beer, and it's community. So the whole idea of the 2 beverages, both coffee and beer, is that they're very community-oriented beverages. There you go. You got the logo there. Yep. So coffee, beer, and community. So look at that guy. Dang.
Right.
That handsome devil.
Right.
I know.
I do not have a pronounced chin. You see how stubby my chin looks in that?
When I shave, I'm just like, God, I have a weak chin.
I always leave it a little longer, so just add on an inch or so.
Yeah. But the whole idea is that we have, both of these beverages are things that bring people together. If someone comes into town, you go have a drink, or if you want to go talk with someone, you go have some coffee. But both of those are things that require a physical space. Well, I mean, or a virtual space, which is what we're in right now. But the idea is that we are creating a physical space for both of those beverages so that people can connect and that we can connect to the community. And a large part of what we've done is try to connect to the community. And so the neighborhood that we're in, Washington Heights, and they have a giant Halloween thing that they do every year called Spooktacular. I mean, this thing is awesome. So the neighborhood association buys candy for the first 100 houses to sign up, and the neighborhood split into 9 different areas, and they select one of those areas every year to do Halloween. And the people in that area go balls to the wall, like insane stuff. So that Halloween is in our area this year, so we might have to do a Sweeney Todd beer, put up a corn maze, do some crazy stuff. But I mean, it gets out of hand. It's like it's insane. But that's one of the things that we really want to be a part of. The whole idea. We have jazz right now. The person who's playing jazz, he lives down the block from us. He brought in a guy from Chicago, brought in a couple of other people. So they're playing jazz out there to our customers. So just kind of creating ways that our community can connect with each other.
But no, I think a lot of things come in as the pandemic wanes and we come out of the other side of it. I think all these things are going to be off the hook. I mean, everything seems to be on another level at this point, whether it be idiots on planes causing problems, whether it be them having to shut down national parks because they're so run over by people trying to visit. It just seems like everything is up like another notch. I don't know if you guys feel it did you guys feel it when you opened up? When it opened up, how did that feel when you guys were like, come on in, what happened?
People are definitely out. If you go up there right now, I mean, we've got the whole side of our spot between the two buildings is packed. The front of the building's packed on the patio. The inside is packed. And it's just feels, and we don't have a beer, like a can release today. Like we just have a Friday with music and it's full up there. And then, it's great. And we're starting to see some of the people that we haven't seen in a while are coming back. There's people we haven't seen in a year and a half that are now back. And it's a pretty great thing.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, we were open for quite a while. When they said that we could serve taps, we opened our taps. But our tables were spaced quite a ways away. Everybody had to wear masks. If you were sitting, you could take your mask off, but if you got up, you had to put your mask back on. It was very kind of like, these are the things that you need to do to protect us and to protect everybody else around you. And then when shots started becoming a thing and vaccines started happening, we got in and our staff got in as soon as we could. All of us actually got vaccinated the exact same day. One of our regulars is a pharmacist, and one of the website that they were using ended up not working right. So he had a vial of the Pfizer, and he's like, I need to use it. How many staff do you have? So we had 8 staff, and all 8 of them just went. All of them went at 15 minutes apart, and we all got vaccinated the same day. So 2 weeks after our second vaccination, we ended up opening bar seating. And then once Milwaukee took off the mask mandate, it's been so crazy.
It's been full steam ahead.
We live in a very interesting area too, where we're on the border of the most vaccinated and the least vaccinated. It's weird to be kind of right there. But I don't know. It's interesting trying to think through, how do we help keep our patrons safe? And also at the same time, you can walk into any CVS right now and get a shot.
They're practically begging people to come get shots around here.
When we in New York State, we had a vaccine rollout actually. So my wife and I have 4 kids, and our youngest is 14, and he's getting his second dose tomorrow. And then I'll feel relaxed. Yeah. But the vaccine rollout in New York was pretty quick. And initially, it was like you had to have an appointment. Yeah, we had to have an appointment, and now they're doing walk-ins at this big vaccine site. So same here.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 small kids at home. I have twins who were born during the pandemic and a 3-year-old. And that's the only thing that really worries me about public. And we haven't really taken them out. We have friends over to the house who we know are vaccinated, and then I mean the numbers look really good in general in Wisconsin, but I don't know. Like we have to. As a parent, I have to do everything I can to try and keep them safe, and they don't have a say in the matter. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Man, I was wondering, Doug, what our serious issue was going to be. We always have a serious issue, and with these guys, I was wondering where that was going to get, and we actually got there, and it's cool. But now we got to be. We don't. I'm just happy to hear that you guys are back, and I'm here that you guys feel safe. I'm glad to hear that everybody is coming back. And I'm glad to hear. At this point, can we say cheers? We've made it through the pandemic. For you guys? No.
Maybe for them, but not for me.
No. We're not. We haven't made it through the pandemic, not even remotely, even as a whole world. But that's not what I'm talking about. Them as a brewery.
How about cheers? How about cheers? We haven't folded.
That's a cheers right there, man.
There's a toast.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, toast. Cheers.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Yeah, Greg, you didn't tell us what your second one was.
I'm not really a big fan of it. So I didn't really want to talk about it. A mango madness. I believe Daniel Fisher sent me this.
No, that was me. That was from the north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I sent that, and I wasn't as big a fan of it either. But sorry.
If you guys are curious, Staghorn at close to a year old,
really good.
It's
really
super like sweet malty. It's good.
It's good.
It's better fresh. Yeah.
So I was excited to move on to this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Giant Jones.
Giant Jones
ones.
Yeah. Is that a solo dome for you?
Excuse me?
Is that going to be a solo for you? You going to finish that whole thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I ain't at work like you guys.
Yeah, we don't have to drive anywhere.
Brought this out.
Oh,
2017.
2017.
Oh.
I think this is actually this is Rob's beer too. I just keep opening Rob's beer because he doesn't drink it.
I rarely drink, which is funny. Like, and you probably hear this a lot from people that work in breweries. But if I have 2 beers a week, that might be on the high end. Yeah, it's, and it's mostly High Life. But today I've had I'm working on 3. Getting a little crazy today. 3
is, I would say, my 3 on this week. Sometimes my 3 on this stream is sometimes my 3 of the week. I can agree with that. Yeah, people don't. Now again, I said I'm a binge drinker though, so I will go when I go on my trips. That's 100 beers in like 3 days or something. You know what I mean? Like that's I'm trying, or you know what I mean. I got flights all day long. Well, yeah,
Not like you're pounding 100.
No, man. I make it to the night all the time.
Yeah, I think a large part of it too is when we were working 17 hours, you can't drink a beer because you got to get up in the morning. You got other things to do, and that was one of the more frustrating things because we didn't drink our own beer for a really long time. We'd have maybe sips here and there, but we wouldn't have a full glass because it wasn't practical. If we made a 7 or 8% saison, it wasn't practical to drink a whole glass because we died, literally.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
Well, apparently, Simon found ways to go home and make more babies, so the days couldn't have been terrible.
Not anymore. I cut that shit off.
Right.
No more.
it was funny, Simon. I was hesitant to bring it up earlier when you're saying, "Man, I can't get any." What'd you say, man? I can't get any personal time, but the bathroom. And I was gonna say, motherfucker, you can't even get the bathroom at home. You got like two, like you got a three, right? So I already know because I had kids this young. The bathroom is not a place that you can escape to. Like they find you, they bang the door, they're under the door, they're like. I was like, Daddy goes home and like, right, and there's no break there either, though. Like on a serious note, you work 12 hours and then there's no break there. You know, the wife hasn't seen you all day. Kids probably going crazy. Seen you all day. I live. My lady did 12-hour shifts for a bunch of years, and all those years were when my sons were like your son's ages, and it was like, man, it's right. And so when she gets home, I'm like, hi. Right? Some days I'm like, here you go. See ya. Like I gotta at least go to the bathroom.
Right. Yeah. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Like it's just you know, that's life, right? Eventually they're gonna hate me, or at least my kids are gonna hate me and not want to hang out, right? So
I was gonna say when they're teenagers, man, they ain't gonna get deal. They don't even give a shit about you at that point. Like, right? Look at Doug's like, come on, Doug, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have 4 teams, and it's interesting because it goes in kind of waves where like they'll all like today we were hanging out for like an hour and it was great, and then they all kind of split off and go do their own thing, and that's because they're not tiny kids. They have their own interests, and you kind of got to let them do their thing. And you know, and just kind of take it when it comes. I'm going to tell you, it's funny that weird balance where you're like, oh, when they're older, you'll miss all this super cuddling. Where you kind of won't. I'm telling you, right? You'll be like, okay, that was really hard. That was really hard. It was great, but it was really hard. The no sleep thing is a real problem after a while. So Simon, you're on the front end. I tell you, the sweet spot is like 7 to 10.
Yeah,
because they're a little self-sufficient. They don't have to be on top of you all the time, but they also still really like you. So there's like this little window where everything's kind of right, perfect, and then then hormones come in, and then all that shit changes.
Yeah. Everything goes downhill.
All right,
just like
all right, fellas. So, like, speaking of kids, it's a decent segue to this. Like, you know, I'm not going to ask you guys what your favorite Vennture Brewing beer is because we've asked this question of brewers before, and they're like, "That's like what you asked for my kids." You know, they're my kids, so it's cool. I got it, but I'm going to push you. I'm going to put. Oh, okay, so you're gonna. I think everybody has a favorite. They just people have a favorite. They just don't say it.
They're probably lying, right? Like they got it. Like you have to be able to. Like, why are you? If you don't have a favorite beer of your own,
go, Simon.
I'm just saying. If you don't have a favorite beer that you make, you should probably make a different beer. Like, there's a lot of beers that I like, and I don't think that I make or that we make any beers that I do not like. But there are definitely beers that I favor, and that if they're on tap, that's the one I'm drinking.
All right.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm just
saying. I want you guys to pick one of these. I don't want a bullshit answer. I want a real fucking answer. Okay, cool. To this question,
well,
and Doug, you get this answer too. In the circle of life, what beverage is more important, coffee or beer?
Coffee.
I'm gonna go with coffee.
Wow.
People will drink every day routinely, and if you screw that beverage up, if you add too much cream, too much sugar, if they want it black and you add something to it, you're dead to them. Right?
That's true.
As having 3 under 3 coffee is much more important. You have 2 or 3 beers at night, that morning is the worst. But you have a cup of coffee in the morning, it makes everything better. I'm just saying. It all depends on the state too.
Bean juice.
So I was going to come back at you guys with the aspect of, you know, the social beverage that beer is, and generally, mostly, I really like to think that it brings people together more than the beer brawls and all that. So, but so it's coffee. I'm like, doesn't have that. I was going to say, but the
doesn't, not really.
No, but hold on. But the I want to kill you nature of it is really, really social. That we have to, you know what I'm saying, Doug? Like, we gotta like, because people literally say, "I drink coffee and I don't want to kill people." So like, they don't say that about beer. People never say, "I drink beer and don't want to kill people." People say coffee. I drink coffee and I can like deal with you, motherfuckers. Like, people say that more often than not.
Yeah. Right.
Were you gonna say something?
I mean, the saying goes, it takes a lot of coffee to make beer, and then it takes a lot of beer to make wine, and it takes a lot of wine to make my grandma.
Oh,
okay.
She's a teetotaler. But once somebody gave my grandma real wine instead of the sparkly apple juice, it was a good Thanksgiving.
Oh, that had to be fun.
I put ice cubes in her wine, and if you don't do that, you are dead to her. Also,
everyone's dying around here.
What? So, I'm
just saying, coffee's perfect, right?
Right. So,
I'm with you. I'm with you. I love beer, but coffee takes it because
that's a daily.
I have every day. I have that every day. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you guys aren't cream and sugar people, right? Okay.
But Rob's a cold person. I'm a hot person.
I will drink cold brew every day.
Every day of the year.
No.
Yes.
If it is 40 below, cold brew is warming me up because it is 38 degrees.
Oh, that is some backwards ass logic there, homie.
Shut up, dog. Shut up, dog. We're not hearing that shit.
If it's 90, and no problem.
And I'm super regimented with it. I walk in, I put my keys in the thing, I put my bag down, I get a 12-ounce glass, I put like 10 ice cubes in it, I fill up about 6 ounces of cold brew. That lasts me about an hour. I have another one of those and I'm done. That's my day every day when I walk in here.
All right, Simon, I have a question though regarding the hot. Do you drink hot all the time, even when it's hot outside?
Almost, almost all the time. What I've been doing lately though, because when you get coffee right from the so we have access to,
other places,
glorious coffee. We have access to a lot of stuff, but part of it is like accessibility and time. And a lot of times either I don't want to make a pour over, or I don't want to like bother the baristas because they're doing other things. So I'll get drip, but then on top of that drip, instead of putting an ice cube so I can drink it right away, I'll put cold brew. So I'll get drip and I'll put some cold brew on top of it from the tap to bring it down to non-boiling. Yeah.
Oh no, man! I drink that shit. I put boiling water in, and I make it in a French press. And as soon as it's out in my mug, I'm drinking that shit hot.
Right, but if you're putting it in a French press, it's cooling down more than it is if it's in a big container.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If it's a pour over, I drink it that way because then it's at like $1.80. It's like 180 degrees, which is fine. If you're pulling it straight from the thing, it's like way hotter. It actually might be 160. So, yeah.
What a comment. Hey, the thing is so we always end up on this show having some sort of like debate about either food or something like that. And coffee is like one of those things where like everybody has their preference, and you don't fuck with their preference. Like you said, if you go in and you give somebody the wrong coffee, that like ruins their morning. Like that's like their like morning is ruined. Like it's so fucking weird how that happens. But yeah.
You're right. Coffee people are way more particular. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I my answer is it has to be coffee. The answer has to be. Sorry, beer, but coffee just it just touches everything. And I don't know. What I've been learning, and you guys can speak to this, is you guys can clearly speak to this, is the diversity in coffee. I mean, I thought that when I got into beer, I was into the most diverse beverage that this world has ever seen. And then I see coffee, and I'm like, oh fuck, I better back off. And then I look at your list, and I don't even know how to read that shit. With all due respect, like it looks like I'll pull it up, but I mean I can read it, of course, but it looks like Ethiopian,
just look at the
mangoes, and I just don't think of like mangoes when I think of fucking coffee. But like it's just crazy how that is. I mean, I don't think of mangoes when I think of beer either, by the way. But I mean,
right.
Yeah, as evidenced by what I sent you when you drank earlier. You're like,
Yeah. Anyway,
coffee is a bit more akin to wine because you're talking terroir, you're talking like where it's grown, you're talking how it's fermented. Because coffee is a fermented beverage. A lot of people don't know that the beverage itself isn't fermented, but the beans are. So. It goes through a fermentation, and it depends on if it's anaerobic or if it's if it's being fermented with the fruit on it, or if the fruit is off it,
washed off.
Depending on what kind of yeast they're using, if they're using natural yeast or if they're doing other things, if they're controlling the temperature during fermentation, and then you got to talk about where it's grown, because if it's grown, it's called MASL, meters above sea level. If the higher the elevation, the longer it takes for the fruit to ripen, so the flavors are different.
It's stressed more.
Sometimes it's a little more complex. You have a lot of nuance in it, even though similar to like wine, where you have one ingredient. Many times one ingredient. Sometimes people are blending grapes, but you have one ingredient. Coffee, you have one ingredient, but you have multiple ways to prepare it. You could put it in a Mr. Coffee. You could make a French press. You could do a pour over. You could make it as espresso. You can make it as cold brew. And then you also have all of these other things that lead to it, how you roast it. If you're blowing shit out of it, is dark coffee, which is just charcoal briquettes, which is not good. But there's a lot of ways that you can it's anything that you're going to produce that's artisanal is going to be like that. I mean, if you want to talk about beer, you have wild yeast, you have regular yeast, you have bacteria, you have 4 different, sometimes 5, 6, 8 different options.
Right.
Cassia Sunset, it's a stout aged in oak bourbon barrels with coffee, vanilla beans, and cinnamon. On top of that, there were probably like 7 or 8 different kinds of malt and yeast. What temperature was that?
Yes.
And what's the water profile they used? I mean, all of it is deep and is a terrible rabbit hole to go down.
We were just at 608 Brewing Company Beer Festival, and some dude asked me the water profile of a beer. I was done with him immediately at that point. You have all this delicious beer around here, and you're going to ask me a water profile.
Right.
Next, please leave. Please leave. It is not that important. You do not know this. Please leave. I was so mad. I was so mad for a second.
I'll talk water profile all day, every day.
You don't need to know that.
Right. Hey,
but you don't need to know.
It's what
your water is different than our water.
It's wet.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Please leave.
Unless you're using RO
It's
water
wet.
and you're building it back, like it is what it is. So.
It's what. So I order a crunch berry frappe when I go to Starbucks. It's on the secret menu. My question for you is,
you know who that is, Greg, right?
oh, I know, but listen, no.
It's Manny.
My question for you is, do you guys have a secret menu?
Sure.
Sure. Wait. They can't say because then it won't be secret.
Right, but
True.
only, come on. No one's going to see it here, Doug.
I mean, if you can think of the drink, our baristas are skilled enough to possibly figure it out.
Yeah.
If
Right.
we have ingredients, like
So
it's
our
more-
cereals
it's more-
are. Yeah, if I want
Yeah,
a fruity pebble, I want a fruity pebble frappuccino. You guys can.
Nah.
Crunch
Please
berries.
leave. Leave.
Crunch berries.
You and the water profile guy are the same thing. Please leave.
Frosted flakes.
Nah. I can put a bunch of sugar in your stuff. I think there's nothing wrong with liking shitty lagers. There's nothing wrong with liking super fruited beer.
What's
There's
a
nothing.
shitty lager?
I mean, like old style. I don't know. It's fine.
Miller High Life, apparently.
Uh,
No. Rob said he liked
You know,
Miller High Life. I'm not shitting on it.
Right. No. We don't.
No, we don't. We think you drink what you like. Like Chris Drosner has been on the show, and he's a huge High Life fan. Like he
You
likes
already-
that.
I'm gonna
Right.
go over to his house and have one with him tonight, just because of this.
Yeah, I think. But there's also nothing wrong with wanting cream and shit in your coffee. I mean, it's a beverage that you order and that you pay for. So do what you want, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I think that you're ruining the coffee? Well, if you don't like it, then you're not ruining it, right? If you drink coffee
Right.
straight black, you don't like it, put something in it or don't drink it.
Who is Facebook user, and why are they refusing to tell us their name?
Oh, that's Manny. He just hasn't registered with the StreamYard thing. But that's
Yeah,
our buddy
he's-
Manny. He is a cereal fanatic.
He's not.
Nice.
He. On this stream, he put cereal beer and poured it into cereal and ate it. So he's a cereal. Yeah. So right. Cereal.
Yeah.
Would you say that? Would you say that it's coffee because people are more accepting of the drug caffeine than alcohol?
Yeah.
I would say the drug does different things.
Yes, it does. Caffeine
Right.
amps you up, and alcohol is the opposite.
Oh, Buzzard's there.
Fucking
Hey,
drug.
Rob, come over for my life in a bit.
Beer's an upper and a downer. When
That's true.
alcohol is an upper and a downer, right? So it kind of does both, but ultimately it's a downer. And so
No one shitted on you, Manny.
Yeah, it's okay.
but like I mean coffee while it's a different drug, it does a different thing to your body, and so I think that's why it's more acceptable.
Right.
Yeah. I mean I just think it does a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. People say they hate alcohol and then they're running around drinking it. So it doesn't, I don't know. Like,
People say they hate me. Whatever.
right.
So can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
I got a video then too.
All right. So you gonna do a video first? Or you want me to do third beer? Your call.
Check this out. McDonald's.
Whoa! Is that a McDonald's drive-through?
Yes. The commentary is the best. Wait for it.
Calling the police on y'all, you dumbasses. Get in your fucking car and get out the goddamn way. How about that, asshole? Beat his fucking ass. Stupid dick.
Those McChickens are where it's at.
Everybody rumbling over the chicken sandwiches, apparently.
There's been a bunch of freakouts in McDonald's. I could probably do a half hour straight of them, Doug.
No,
I
let's
haven't
not.
even shown.
Let's not.
No, we're not. But my point is that these people, I don't understand. Again, this is what I mean. Things are off the hook a little bit coming out of this. I'm telling you, Doug. It's not
right.
People aren't right. The what is it? The FCC. That's what it is. They have said that like attacks and people going crazy on planes is up like 200%. Wow. Period. N. People are going crazy. What the fuck is going on? We're supposed to be ending the pandemic. People are supposed to be coming out, and everybody's supposed to be fine and happy because we're done with that bullshit. And instead, it seems like people are ready to fight for what they just put up for like a year or something. And I don't know what's going on. People, the Vennture Jews answered this question, but like, what is up with people not? I mean, it's there's multi problems that lead up to it, but we have like massive people not going back to work, whether it be in the restaurant industry, whether it be the service industry. We just heard the Vennture Jews say that they're up to like the most they've ever had. So they ain't what I'm talking about. But like, there's just a lot of crazy shit going on, though, and I just don't think people either see it or they're just too busy going on vacation to fucking understand that we're still kind of in a fucking mess. And it may not be with a virus. Now it's like people don't know how to deal with each other after a year of not dealing with each other, or what the fuck's going on? Somebody answer me.
I'll go first, Simon. If that's okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
I think this whole thing has like really heightened the idea of mental health and how little we actually take care of ourselves in that respect. And now people have been fucking locked up in their houses for a year and a half, and they're getting out, and they're just like, I have been bottled up for a year and a half. And that can fuck with your brain in a lot of ways. And yeah, and Casper's right. Change is hard. And like now the problem is you have a mass of people, everybody wants to either go back to normal, but it's not normal. And normal is different. Normal is like you're going to have some people who aren't comfortable being maskless. Like I can't be completely maskless if I go in grocery shopping because my son's not fully vaxxed. So when he is, I'll feel better about doing that because the rest of us are vaccinated and my family's vaccinated. But like I said, everybody's got a whole varying way and of what's going on. It's just I don't know. I just think everybody's got this whole shit where they're not quite sure what the fuck to do. So,
yeah. So I was walking down the block with my 3-year-old, and one of our neighbors has a pride flag up, and I pointed to it and I said that flag means that we love people because they're people, right? And I think what the difficult part, there's a lot of things that are going on, but I was lucky to have parents who loved me and who looked out for me, and I was lucky to be able to be privy to relationships and friendships that cared for me, and I was able to care for other people as well. And I think having the idea that people are out to take my stuff or to do bad things to me gets very heavy, right? It gets really heavy. And so then all of a sudden you're starting to think that everybody has something against you when really, like, I mean, maybe somebody does, maybe someone's looking out for themselves, but like the whole idea is that people are worth something because they're just humans, and that's got to be worth something, right? And I mean, there's a lot, I mean, to unpack in that, and I think what you said, Doug, makes a lot of sense too. Trying to figure out how to deal with that mentally as you get back to normal life when you spent a whole year either being not even necessarily that you've been cooped up or not cooped up, but there's been a lot of things where like you have to do this or you have to do that. And it's for the sake of other people, even wearing a mask, right? Like the mask doesn't really protect you; it protects other people from you, right? And that was really hard for people to understand. That like this is blocking my spit from going to you in case I have the virus that I may or may not have and may or may not be asymptomatic of. You know, it's the general idea of hopefully like caring about other people enough to do things that don't put them in jeopardy or don't create a situation where they're fighting in a parking lot over a McChicken. Because why would you do
They're
that?
tasty.
They're tasty, but like I have other shit to do.
There's lots of shit that's tasty that you don't have to fight over.
Right.
Right. I mean, what was that, Rob?
You put cheese on that, you leave the lettuce off, cheese, mayo, McChicken, the world's a better place.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
I'm going to buy you one on Monday.
That's fine. I'll eat it. I don't have shame.
I'll eat it. That's okay.
I mean, it's here, right? Right.
I'm just saying I don't get meaty because I don't eat. I get meaty because I eat things.
Do you get hangry though?
Oh yeah, I get real hangry. I'm bad.
His dinner changes like completely when he gets hangry.
Yeah, I'm not good. It's not good. Need a tortilla or something.
Yeah. Right. JC says it boggles his mind how parents who have kids under 12 make their kids wear masks, but not themselves. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a little weird. But yeah.
That is. Yep. Well said, Simon.
Two serious topics.
Two serious topics.
Yeah, it happens.
I know.
Yeah, we're good like that. We go all over the place. Sometimes it's freaking idiocy, and other times it's super serious, and that's kind of the fun of what we do, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, Doug, I think we need to let the boys go. They're busy, and it's about that time. And what I want you guys to do. You guys have anything coming up that you want to tell us all about? Any releases? Any parties? Any any
Rob.
And do you guys roast your own coffee?
We do, yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
why
I can buy coffee from you.
You can buy coffee from us on the internet. You don't even have to come here.
You see the website that scroll at the bottom of this that I'm sure you put there?
Right.
There is coffee ordering right there.
Go to shop. Order a couple.
Okay, so where do I go? I go here.
Shop.
All right, cool.
Low stock
All
on
right.
everything.
Right.
Got that shirt.
Right. Low stock on everything, just like the beer. Ta-da.
Yeah. Something's out of stock.
but I love to say no one wants to eat at an empty restaurant. So right. So then if you deal with it. If it's something good, there's going to be scarcity. It just is what it is. So is there anything? I mean, there's one that pop. Is there any that? Oh, and I can get like T-shirts and shit too. All right. Look at this stuff. We got them.
You get that onesie.
Man, I would rock that onesie.
Do it. Get the 12 month.
That might fit over my foot.
Yeah. No, it at least fits your thought. Friday.
Can we get if we fit him in that onesie? Can we get some sponsorship or something going on? Come on, dude. You guys got to do something for us if we can get Doug in that onesie.
Hey, here's the thing. I'd wear that if I could pull it off.
No, you can't pull it off. Thing you can put it
once it's on.
You can pull it on. You can't pull it off.
You can't.
Hey, I didn't say how I would wear it. It might just be in one particular area, so not to offend folks.
Right. So, Doug, you are a can art person. What do you think of their art on their coffee?
Well, what I dig about it is it's different. Like you can do like a lot of coffee companies make their stuff very kind of straightforward, and I don't know. There's ones that that's from that it's in my area called Dean's Beans, and they make some really cool labels that are somewhat similar to that, but not as nifty as that. So, like, I think I've always said that I think can art matters. If you're going to put your time into the art on the can, you're going to put time into the beer.
Yeah.
I've been proven wrong on some and proven right on others, but this looks
like High Life.
Hey, High Life is a classic fucking label. Like, I'm not going to shit on that. It works. Everybody knows exactly what the fuck it is when you see it, right?
You ain't wrong.
Yeah. Well, Drosner is watching. This is great. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm digging that. So
no, it's really cool. So yeah. So fellas, I asked you a question. I didn't give you a chance to answer it. You guys got any releases or anything?
You can order stuff. Yeah, Bonilla Day, Bobby Bonilla. If you're not familiar with Bobby Bonilla,
you mean the Mets paying Bobby Bonilla $1 million a year for like decades?
Yeah. So we have a beer called Bonilla Money, which is a double IPA.
July 1st, my friend.
Comes out on July 1st.
It's in this tank right here.
Yeah.
It's in number 1 right now.
So come get your Bonilla money.
It's thick and juicy like that big old contract he's got.
July 1st. Yeah. We're constantly coming out with stuff. You gotta follow our Instagram, follow our Facebook, and we'll have that anniversary party August. Our third business partner, Jake, who roasts our coffee, does the illustrations as well for both the beer and the coffee. He's phenomenal. Super talented.
We put him through the ringer way too much.
Yeah. It's great to have that kind of talent in-house.
Right. So are you got, I heard Rob said I'm sorry, Simon, you go, and then I got my question.
Anniversary party August 14th.
Is that the same week as a Great Taste of the Midwest?
I don't know.
We're
not going there. And the majority of our constituents.
They didn't invite us. Petition your local older.
Yeah. I know a few of them. I can get in their ear.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know a few.
We can do
that. I think we've had 1 or 2 of them on our show, have we not, Greg?
Oh, we know more than a few of them. Right. I'm a member of the club, so I was at one point, and I need to go back. Just don't do a Daryl Strawberry Sour.
David Cone ice cream stout. Oh, that's so bad.
Someone's gonna hear that shit and do it.
Oh man!
Right.
Right. Greg, I'm not gonna. I just want to know that you know the story about David Cone about why that would be an ice cream stout. I don't want you to explain it because we'll get censored as fuck for that. But like, yeah.
Yes, cool. I was a Mets fan before I
stopped watching
baseball.
Okay.
I was a Mets fan, so
what a call, Daniel. God damn you.
I proudly don't admit it, but you guys called me out on that shit, so what am I gonna do? All right, fellas. It's been fantastic having you guys.
Thanks.
I can't say enough about I cannot wait to get down there. Like I said, you guys will know in full advance, and it's gonna be soon. You guys are my first stop, and I know you're open. That's the best part about it. Like the best part about it is I know you motherfuckers are open.
you need to come down August 14th.
If it's not the Great Taste Week, I will.
Drosner said it was. He commented and said it was.
Better. This is better. I promise you.
Okay.
I'll buy you a McChicken.
Yeah.
All right. Now, is it the chicken? Is it the chicken you're wanting, Rob, with all the like mayo and all that shit, or is it just whatever?
You got to leave the lettuce off. Mayo, chicken, and cheese.
Y'all just open up a big can of worms, though. The fast food chicken sandwich fight.
Hey, you guys need to say hi to Matt. Matt allows us. Hello. Can they hear us?
Hello.
Yes,
Cheers, man.
Hi.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, slam it.
Oh.
Big pull.
Yeah.
Big pull.
Big pull.
That's what we call him. Big pull. Big pull.
Little full, a lot of sound.
Is that his rapper? Is that his rapper name?
Yeah.
Big pull.
His rap. Yeah, big pull. It's
Big
actually pasty, but whatever. It's the same.
His rapper name is.
Tasty sour.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. We'll see. We need to talk to you soon again, and I want to thank you guys for everything.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for taking some time.
absolutely.
Cheers.
We'll be out next week. Yeah.
Hey, stick around. Doug and I are going to get off this. Right.
Yeah.
If you guys want to stick around,
We'll be drinking after this and talking, so you're welcome to stay. If you got to do shit, no worries.
Yeah.
We probably have some shit to do.
Yep.
You might.
You might. What? All right. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys. Good luck, man. Cheers.
Thank you.
It was good catching
Cheers.
you guys.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What do we got back there?
That's his employee stash for the night.
Yeah. He's gonna drink that tomorrow.
Yeah. They don't pay me in cash, guys. So.
Hey, we didn't see anything.
Yeah. Are y'all y'all hiring? What's going on? Shit. If that's an employee stash, then I need that. Cheers, my friends. See you soon.
Wait.
There it is.
Don't drop it.
All right, guys.
All right.
Take
Thank
it easy.
Just case. Those fucking guys are great. And I don't know, it looks like they're trying to hang out. So let's wrap this so we can go hang out.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go quick with what I had. The third one I opened, but we were all talking, so I didn't get you to talk about. But I'm going to start with, I will say, actually, the third was this little super raspberry. This was really fucking good. This nice slice. And the one nobody got to see that I opened was from the north called Lovecraftian Love Language, Nightmares on Wax. Is there 11% stout aged with vanilla beans and cocoa nibs? This is fucking delicious. So that's the winner. But yeah.
All right. Well, they left. So whatever. Right. It's cool. Cream ale from Fortune Crown. I believe is a black-owned brewery. So fantastic. Nice to have a cream ale. Not many do them.
Not a lot of ones. No.
Yeah, I like it. This one was too much mango. It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was like one of those that we just, you probably know it. You just want like a sample.
Yeah, I sent that to you thinking like it wasn't my bag, but maybe Greg would like it. And if he doesn't, well, then he can dump it. I'm good with that.
It wasn't my bag, but this shit was.
Oh, man.
Life is beautiful, Giant Jones.
Double stout.
Roasty. Not too much, though. What ABV we're talking here? I don't even know. But it's a nice ABV. 8.1. Not completely out of control, but enough that you taste the stout in it. It's just a pure straight stout, without cocoa nibs or the pastry stouts that Vennture Brewing loves, apparently. Donut Don.
I think that was more we caught them at the time when they were doing the donut run more than anything. So yeah,
I know, but they're still gonna get shit about it.
Yeah, shit. I just wish I could order more of their beer. Like I got one of them from Rick and Paige sent me one of their beers that was like a 5% beer, and it was delicious.
So you had their shit before I did.
No, I had one beer, and the only reason I got it was
I don't give a fuck. That's one more than me.
Yeah, but Paige and Rick sent me that, and I was like, I couldn't have gotten it otherwise, and I wish I could get more of it.
I'm just remarking on the fact that you had it before me.
Yeah, well, you're gonna get more of it than I can, so shush.
Well, eventually, but not yet, and I can still bitch. Thank you. But anyway, the Black is Beautiful is great. I hope we see more of them. I know that we're seeing less. But Giant Jones, they don't fuck around, by the way, before I get off of here. And the reason I say that, go to their website, you can see it. But they donate 100%. not 15,
Wow.
not 25, not 75, 100%. They don't play around when it comes to these charities. They're one of the best brewery charities people, period, that I've ever seen. Really, they're not hyperbolizing. I'm just saying they do a lot of good, and they make great beer, and they're fantastic people, and that's all I got.
Yeah, not a lot to say. They're fucking awesome. So yeah.
I know, and I'm gonna order some. I'm gonna order some coffee, or when I get out there.
Yeah, but that whole bourbon barrel age thing, I need to try that. There's one that is in the Finger Lakes. There's a Finger Lakes brewery that makes one called that's basically like somehow has Scotch infused flavors, and I don't know if they do it like they're saying where they age it in Scotch barrels, but it's fucking delicious. It's called a Highland Grog is the one that make it, and yeah. Daniel, good question because I don't know. Greg, do you know who's on next week? Because
I do know, but I need to make sure though.
Yeah, I can make sure too.
I usually do this. I know who it is. I just want to make sure and not like be an asshole about it. It is our friend, fantastic writer Kevin McKeever.
Oh yes, we got McKeever back. The only problem is he's nowhere near our Mad Elf time. So
no, but he's out and about drinking beers at baseball places, I would assume.
Yeah, you see that? He's been out and he's been fucking just doing that shit.
Yeah, the Mexican coffee JG's talking about, I'm pretty sure here has bourbon. Let me see. Is it this one? Yeah, look, variety bourbon. Damn.
Yeah.
Only one remaining.
Well, you order it and then tell me how it is.
I don't know if I'm going to order yet. I still have yet to get through. We got remember we had Carrie on and we both ordered Carrie's. Have you gotten through all those?
Dude, I drink coffee a lot. So like that Wonder State coffee lasted us a week and a half. It was gone.
So it was good. Did you have like because
yeah.
We our families, again, we all drink coffee here, but it's kind of, we had some old stuff, so it's kind of hard rotating new ones. So we had the dipper. The lady didn't like the dipper, but everybody else did. And then I told the boys that we need to start on the next one. We ordered 4 or 3 or something. So
it was. I'm trying to remember. I think the first one I had, I think it was Big Dipper, and that's like a dark roast, and I really dug that.
Too late. JHG got that when he said.
That's okay. Then GHG, you can let us know how that is because I'm super curious about that because that sounded awesome.
Right. Coffee turns me on.
Okay, Manny.
But I love the play on words though. That's fucking awesome. It really is. It really is. It's good to be the only coffee drinker in my house. So then, well, why do you say like? I mean, that's good because then
that's good for
good
him.
And bad.
Did you see the thing where Lauren Yee said that she would pick beer over coffee, but that's because she's a tea drinker? And we didn't even consider tea. We didn't even consider tea.
Yeah, because I don't like that shit.
Hey, listen, I don't either, but there's a couple folks in my house who are big fans of tea. And
no. Right. But I'm just keeping it real. Like I don't like it, so then that's why I don't comment on it. But at the same time, though, it's in that same genre clearly as coffee is.
Yeah, it's a caffeinated drink, but it's a different vibe, and you can make it not as many varieties as you can make it in coffee, I don't think, but there's a bunch of different ways to make tea.
There's a bunch of different ways to make tea.
Yeah,
right.
And my wife has she has loose leaf, she has bag stuff. Like there's a lot of different ways you can go. Yeah, guess what? Hey, Carlton, guess what? British people drink coffee too, motherfucker. They don't just drink tea all the time. It's not tea and crumpets every fucking morning.
It's not.
No, it isn't. I've been over there. It is not just tea and crumpets.
Right. So then, yay, rules. So I don't drink coffee and iced tea is replaced by soda. So is iced tea count as tea?
Well, yeah, because there's caffeine in it.
Right. Okay. So then when you bring in iced tea, Jesus.
Iced teas. Well, okay. we can't get into this now, but there's going to have to be we're going to have a conversation about tea versus iced tea. Is like there's sweet tea, there's regular tea, there's the Arnold Palmer, there's unsweetened tea, and how do you like? There's a lot of different ways you can go with cold tea. So yeah,
it's true. And so what I want to see in the future is, or does anybody know before we get off of here? We see a lot of tea. There's Vennture Brewing is not the only coffee house, brew house that we have in Wisconsin. We have another one that Chris Strasser and I just talked about on the Badger Beer Hour or afterwards up in Green Bay. But have you ever seen a tea and beer place?
No, I have. There's one up by where I work, and granted, I work from home now, but the actual office building, there is a place that does coffee and beer up there, but it's the first one I've ever seen in my life. So Vennture, while you might have some in Wisconsin, that's not a super big thing where we are, at least.
Right. Wow. Yep. And then there's the whole sun tea conversation.
Yes, there is. Like I'm saying, it goes all over the place.
Thai tea. Look at this tea. Look at this, dog. There's a big tea contingency here.
Hey, that's okay. That's good.
I was saying it was bad. I was just acknowledging.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I figured it would be largely coffee folks, but you know what? Hey,
Treehouse sells coffee in Maryland.
No, Massachusetts, not Maryland. MA is Massachusetts.
Same thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know. So,
no.
I'm going to get killed for that, but
yes,
whatever.
you are.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, Doug, thanks for being beverage inclusive, because apparently I'm not.
No, you maybe just missed it because we were having a flurry of comments at that time, so it's fine.
Well, I did come around and say I don't give a shit about tea, so that's why I didn't say anything. So then I kind of brought it on myself.
I don't care for hot tea unless I'm sick. That's the only time I'm going to have hot tea. So.
Yeah, honey and lemon tea. See, it is.
Yeah, well, Maryland is better than Massachusetts, but that's okay.
Oh, see, I was right, Lauren. I was right because I said that comment about tea. Right, it was right. At least I owned it. I owned it. I can tell you a lot about tea blends, iced or not, spice vanilla tea.
Oh yeah, there's a variety of fucking like tea that you can do for like, dude, the amount of go to a tea aisle in a place that isn't like just this run of the mill grocery store, like especially go into like a Whole Foods now where there's
Whole Foods, right? Okay,
and you'll just see a fucking row of tea, and you'll be like, "What the fuck is rooibos?"
Right,
but that's like a thing, and there's like a variety, of, and it's pretty amazing. Like, yeah,
okay,
it's a whole new world.
As I inch back into the whole new world, I'm going to take your advice and check that out. And one last comment here. Them are fighting words, dog.
Yeah, I figured mass holes would fight, but that's okay.
Oh, mass holes always fight. Right.
Chai, matcha, barley tea. Yeah, you're right. There's a billion fucking things. There's actually also like hop tea, which is something that our friend Robert Scroggs recommends you have to get the profile of hops in tea.
What is that?
That's what I said, rooibos.
What is that?
That's a variety of a type of tea that you can
English,
get.
Please.
That's the type of tea. I don't know. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I could be totally wrong.
So it's a type of tea, and then wow. So yeah, I love you, Doug.
You as well, JHG.
Like Key in the Yard is not feminist.
No, and thank God for that shit.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. White Sox, by the way. I was going to say White Sox, but yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
before I incite a riot, let's wrap this up.
Right. Wow. South African red. Great in ice blends.
Dude.
I don't even know.
Hey, you can learn a shit ton of, like, that thing makes you realize just how little we know about the things that are
Right.
just like, hey, I think I just want some tea. Well, what kind? There's like 5,000 varieties. Like, pick what you want. You know what I mean?
Right. It's time for us to have a tea person on.
Okay, I have some ideas on that, so let me work on that.
All right. I have no. I'd say let's just bring on the beer baron and tell him. Right.
Hey, clearly he has a better understanding of all that than we do, and that's great.
I never knew that about him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Right. The Wisconsin tea baron. Look at that. No. Listen, Daniel. No.
We're not playing Halo. This is okay.
I'll have a beer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, but what kind?
All right, Doug. I'll see you next week.
You got it, brother. Love you.
Hey, everybody. Love you too, and I love everybody. Comments, questions. Thank you for being there, and thank you for making our broadcast way better than it is.